All right, so let me go ahead. I just hit the record button, so anything you say can and may be used against you here. All right, so thank you everybody for joining. The purpose of this call is just to review what we've got done, see if there's any other open items and address those and put some timelines on those. And then just show you some basic functionality, answer any questions you might have. I know it's a very simple solution, so it's not like there's a big learning curve here. Um, but basically, we're going to take your current job ads, you guys upload those to the FTP, and then we post them on your job site. And each one of your markets will have, their native job ads on their website, as well as all the other jobs of your network. And one question that comes up a lot, and let me go to this one first, and then we'll turn it over to Derek. But the big question is, where are you guys syndicating these jobs out to? And we send them out to the Google job board. And how many other job boards, Derek?
We're working on, I think, 9 more, but we haven't gotten confirmation on those yet. But right now we send them to Google, and we will get them out to Facebook too once we get that situation set up with your Facebook pages and how you want to feed those out
Yep.
to individual Facebook pages, or if you want to create one for applylocal.jobs and then just feed all the ads to that.
And it's hard to give you the exact number because a lot of these boards are kind of niche boards. So, if it's a medical board, then we put your medical jobs there. So some jobs will get more distribution than others. But the big one is the Google jobs. And let me just show you how that works. Let me find an ad here. We'll take this one at Northern State University. All right, so if somebody's looking for, we SEO this title up here, if someone's looking for a job at Northern State University in Aberdeen, and they go to the Google job site, or they just go to Google and type it in, Google Jobs puts a couple of the top job fields right up here on the top of the page underneath this header here. And this first one right here, and the second one, and the third one. So all three of these are our ads. And if you click on one of these, it goes to another page where they've got some of their marketing stuff on it. And then these buttons right here, these are the ones, if you click this one here, it goes right to the job ad that we created. So that's a big question. Everyone always asks, well, how do we see these? How do they work? But it's very simple. We don't guarantee they're all going to be up here because they only take the top couple. But on this one, we own all three of the featured jobs here on the Google job board. So any questions on that?
So you do that after we give you the ad. That's part of your process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once an ad is online, it is sent to Google for indexing in their job network. But we send all of the ads for indexing, and Google kind of picks and chooses what they want to put at the top there, and we can't guarantee that our jobs will always be on top, but we are constantly updating with Google's recommendations, the way we send it to them, so that we can try to guarantee that ours will be, pretty consistently on the top. But we always try to make sure we let you know that just because it's sent to Google doesn't guarantee that it will be there, but we do have a pretty good rate.
2 questions. Can you send us a screenshot of that we can use to help people visualize?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no problem.
And then if an individual business had a job opening and they were going to place that or give that to Google themselves, do they pay a fee for that?
They would have to index it online somehow through a website of some kind. Um, it's our Google indexing is absolutely free. It comes with the cost of the ad, so we don't charge extra for that. That's part of the package. But if a business wanted to do it on their own, they'd have to do it through their own website or something. You can't just you have to send Google, a link to a website for indexing.
And this is how your advertisers would do it if they wanted to. They'd have to go to jobs.google, go ahead, get started, and then go through this process here, these guidelines. I'm not sure if there's a charge, but it's a pretty extensive process. It takes a lot of time, and you have to constantly update it, like Derek was alluding to there, which is what we do. We keep up with the updating and any changes they may have in their algorithms.
So you're probably able to get them more often on it because you're following best practices.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. And it's a process. These employers are so busy, they don't have time to go in and do this. A lot of them don't have HR teams. So yeah, we're taking that process away from them. It's one less thing they have to worry about.
And plus, with the network that your site's going to create, with the number of sites that you're linking to, with the amount of backlinks you're going to have, your SEO is going to skyrocket pretty soon. And Google is going to look at that and smile. They're going to see that, and your ads will be, I would say, propagating near the top of search results pretty quickly because of the number of sites that you're indexing. And I mean, I think, beyond the advertiser and the other sites you currently have, you're going to be adding more. Is that correct?
Yes. We're building more websites now.
Mm-hmm. So the bigger the site gets, the more ads we have, the more backlinks we have, the better that's going to look to Google. And I don't know if you've got individual advertisers that can replicate that kind of gravitas. So
for Facebook then, we didn't iron out exactly how we want to do that yet. What we were talking about doing is potentially creating a Facebook page. Should we have a separate discussion on that with you, or what you recommend, or how we should do that?
Basically, it just boils down to you have two options. You either create a Facebook page specifically for apply local.jobs and you feed only the ads to that, or you could feed the ads from the individual newspapers to their existing Facebook pages. But you got to take into account that these ads, the way we do it, are posted just like a regular Facebook post. So that would be interrupting your feed of your news stories. And you have to debate whether your readers want to see that, because the way we set it up is it's through a time interval. So we'll post an ad every, however often you tell us to, every 30 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours. But we have to make sure we're posting enough to where we don't end up with a backlog. So you're not posting ads 3 days late or something, if that makes sense.
Yeah. We're planning on trying to give you our ads daily. And I'd like to talk about that today if we can, but so if we put them up once a day or something like that, maybe that would keep us up to date. So it's not a separate Facebook job board. It's our own Facebook page that we create.
Yeah, and it will feed the ads in just like a regular Facebook post, and it'll have the image of the ad and a link, and that link will link back to the ad page on applylocal.jobs.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll whenever you guys are ready, once Kevin finishes with his portion, I'll discuss, if you want to, the uploading process for the ads.
Okay, I was just gonna, recommend that everybody, goes through the site, check it out, click on some jobs. Each job, if you click on the ad, has the profile page for that particular job. Try a couple of these social share features. You know, when you hit a couple, do the email to a friend, and just give it a good once over so you become familiar with it. And again, it's very basic. You know, there's not a lot to really learn about the thing, about the solution. The apply to job button, Derek, I'll let you speak on that a little bit. But any ad that has an email address in it is going to have that. And then I see this one has the website address. So, Derek, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we send a person out to that website, get an email address, and then we use that for the apply a job feature.
Yeah, a lot of job ads include an email address, and when that is the case, that's the email address we use. If not, we do seek out an email address if it's available on their website. But also, we can set this apply to job button. By default, it's tied to an email. So if there's no email associated with the ad, the button won't appear. But we can set it to either appear with an email address or go to the business's website if there's no email address. And some businesses want you to go, as you guys probably know, some businesses want you to apply to a job directly through their website. They don't want resumes and emails like our apply to job button allows them to do. And so in that case, you know, there's certain businesses we might just want to associate the URL for their website with the button. And then that way, when somebody clicks the apply to job button, it goes to the business's website. But by default, and the way your site is currently set up, we only display the apply to job button with an email address. And you can provide me with different businesses' email addresses, and so that way we can be sure that we're accurate if they want people to be able to apply to the job on the site.
So when we're talking to the customer, we could ask them that question.
Yep.
Do you want to have people apply to a certain email address?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of them have, you know, there's a client that we have in Southeast Missouri that every day her ad person is sending us, you know, different email addresses for different ads, and you know, our team goes in and updates the email address to match, you know, what it needs to be for that ad, because some businesses have several different emails they want, you know, to get ads to. And the way we set up our site, we have a business profile that we can associate a universal email address with, but also, and so every ad for that business is associated with that email address, unless we go in and change the email address on the individual ad, which we can do. So each individual ad can have its own email, but we have to go in and change that manually.
Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is if it needs to go to a particular email address, just let me know, and we can get that updated on the spot within seconds.
Okay.
All right, Raul, you want to just, or Derek, you want to just keep going?
Yeah. Do you guys want to go over the FTP process?
Sure.
Okay. Kevin, if you could.
You're going to need be presenter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think you're Wehaa 7.
Mm-hmm, that's me.
Okay.
All right. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. So this here is my FTP client that I use, which is called FileZilla. It's a free FTP client that can be downloaded on Windows. There's also one, if you guys use Macs, called CyberDuck that's free. And both of them are pretty intuitive and easy to use. I can send you links to the different download sites if you don't have them. Just let me know. But it's pretty simple. When you open up the FTP client, you'll go to the site manager either by going to File and Site Manager or by clicking this button here. And then you'll just enter the FTP credentials that I believe I've already provided to you, but I can do it again. The host name, the username, and password. And then that will bring you here to this directory that, as you can see, has all of the newspapers listed individually, and inside those folders is a top jobs folder. So for the basic ads, just drag them into each folder, drag the PDFs into the folder for the corresponding paper, and then for the top job ads, put them in the top jobs folder, and then my team figures it out from there. It's pretty simple. It's a drag and drop process.
So if we have an ad that's running in multiple papers, we should give it to you once?
If it's running in multiple papers, you can let me know, and we can easily, on our back end, it's a checkbox to show the ad on, which paper we show it on. And all this system does is tell my team which checkbox they need to check for the ad. But if you tell me, this ad needs to run in Amory Free Press and the Baldwin Bulletin, I can just go in and check the Baldwin Bulletin button on that ad, and it'll show up on both. And you'll only be charged once.
Charged once.
And
Okay.
how do we do that then?
What do you mean?
I mean, how do we let you know that it needs
Just
to go more than one place?
Just send me an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the credentials are something that I think it would be good to send out. So on the banner widgets that float around on the sites, one of the questions that I had in a little list that I made and sent out, I think last week, was do we have all the ads rotating on all of the banners on across the network of papers, or do we have specific towns on their specific websites?
I sent an email out earlier today that had a link to a preview of the widget for all papers, the one that's branded with the Apply Local Jobs logo, and that one rotates all of the ads. We did make individual ads or individual widgets for each paper that only rotate the ads for that paper. But if you want, we could change those widgets to rotate all the ads too, and then that way the branding throughout the, on the site is uniform with what the newspaper has. Or if you want to have the Apply Local .jobs logo on there, just let me know. I mean, we can tweak and change and create as many different kinds of widgets as you need us to.
So let me pull the group here for a minute. So the pros and cons are, there's going to be weeks where we're going to have a ton of ads from one location and very few from another. And, it would be nice to have all of our own local ads on our own banner widgets, but we're going to provide extra publicity to ads across the whole network if we let all the ads rotate in all of the banners. People can still drill down by town or by where the job is located, or by paper, and see the ads from that paper if they're on the site, right? So how does the group feel about either having specific ads on specific banner widgets or rotating all ads on all banner widgets?
Matt, I almost think we should have the widgets be cluster centric. Is my first opinion thinking about this, because they can always click on the link to get to the entire site. I think that as local as we could have it on the widgets that are on the home pages of our newspapers, I think that's better. But I'm open to either way.
So what Tom is saying, for the benefit of the Wehaa folks, is we have 3 groups of newspapers. We have a Wisconsin group, a suburban group from the Twin Cities area, northern suburban, and then we have a kind of a rural North Minnesota group. And he's saying 3 widgets instead of a widget for everybody.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so if I'm a teacher and I'm looking for a job and I'm willing to look in Wisconsin for that, or Minnesota for that, all these towns are within an hour and a half of each other anyway.
Mm-hmm.
How do I find the teacher job? I'm going to have to go on the Apply Local job site. It'll be everything. These are just the widgets that we're talking about.
Well, and if you go to the applylocal.jobs, yes, everything will be there. But you can also, as you know, drill down by the paper or the city, and you'll only see the ads from that paper or that city. And if you want us to create clusters for your different newspaper, or create widgets for your different newspaper clusters, we can easily do that. That's no problem. We don't have, it would take, a little while to get the branding placed on those widgets, but we could have them by tomorrow and send you the links.
But then if they're on the widget, I'm looking at the widget samples now. If they clicked, is there a, there's the C. Is there a way in the widget to click on linking to applylocal.jobs?
Is there a way to get to the site, is what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, if you click on the brand logo, or there should be a See More link on some of the widgets.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That will take you to the website, and also clicking on any of the ads will take you to that individual ad page, which is on the website.
Okay. I think that kind of gives us the best of both worlds, I think.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be, that'll be for any widget we create. We'll take you to, those links will take you to the website, the whole website.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, having a banner widget for each cluster is better than I think for each paper, because I think we're going to be short of ads in some places and extra heavy in ads in other places if we try to do it by title.
I agree.
Yeah, I think the 3 clusters is the best way to do it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, good.
Yeah, and we can, we can modify or change, what kind of ads appear in each of these widgets. So say you want an ad for one of the clusters to only show certain types of job ads. We can specify them by category and only have those certain ads show up, or only have your top jobs show up. It's however you want to do it, but we definitely recommend having a widget on your site that rotates as many ads as possible.
And we can have different sizes as well, right? Like a leaderboard versus a medium rectangle.
Yeah. Hang on one second. I'll give you a preview of what sizes we offer. These are the different sizes. You got your 300 by 250 here, your 300 by 600, 160 by 600, and then 300 by 600, you know that. And then we have our responsive widget, which what that means is, you know, for different size browser windows, different resolutions of computer screens or mobile devices, the widget responds to the size of the browser. So it's a different size depending on what the browser size is set to. Because all of our sites are responsive. So when you, let me show you what that means. When you go to apply local.jobs, and you change the width of the browser, the site is going to adapt to that and get smaller. And this is what it'll look like on a mobile phone. Yeah, so that's what we mean when we say it's responsive.
So top jobs, that block at the top can have how many in it?
It can have as many ads as you would like. 4 will show at a time, and then if there's more than 4 ads in the top jobs, there'll be an arrow there on the right that they can click, and it'll scroll over. But it will also actively scroll on its own. So it refreshes with 4 new jobs every few seconds, and we can set that to whatever time interval you want it to.
Okay, so if we sell 4, it'll be full. If we sell 8, it'll just rotate.
Yeah, okay. And if you sell 3 for a certain, you know, period of time, we can adjust it to only show 3. But that adjustment, if you're not consistently selling, you know, 4 ads for a certain paper, we can set the default to 3 or 2, whatever it needs to be, and then that way you can make sure that it always appears full. Because I think we had that discussion in our last meeting about, you know, situations where it doesn't look full.
Yep. So how does the group feel about having all the ads rotate in the banner widgets or just top jobs? I think we're going to show value to people who don't buy the top jobs if we, you know what I mean, if we have a spot for them to rotate on the front pages of our sites. Top jobs is getting a premium position on the site.
And you could create 2 different widgets, one for top jobs and one for all the jobs, and have the one with all the jobs placed on the bottom of your site, so people have to scroll down, and the top jobs right at the top, you know.
So we can place multiple widgets. You know, if we just have one general widget, we can put it in multiple locations on the site too, right?
Yes.
So, and we should probably do that in different sizes and stuff, right?
Yeah, the more places you have it on your site, the more impressions it'll get, the more, you know, the more eyes it'll be in front of. So, and that'll be in the reports we send you every month to show to your advertisers, and they'll see, you know, how many people are seeing their ad, and they're more likely to buy.
Okay. So the FTP loading, you'll send us the credentials, and they'll have where we go to get into it, right? The web address.
Yeah, well, it's a program that you'll have to download to get to it, but I can send you a link to download that program.
Okay.
Do you guys primarily use Windows or Macs?
We have both.
We're Macs over here.
Okay.
And more PC.
Well, I'll send a link to each of them, and then that way you guys can choose which is which for for each of you. And if anybody has any trouble getting set up on the FTP client, or accessing the FTP, they can feel free to let me know and I'll help them.
What we've talked about before is, this is an advantage to us being non-daily publications, is that we can give help wanted ads daily. And if somebody misses a print deadline, you can say, I can start your ad tomorrow or today or whatever. And it'll be in print whenever the next print is. And
yeah,
we had talked about setting our setting for it to be in the being online for 7 or 8 days.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that set up?
we can adjust that when you put up live ads and you want us to put it for any period of time. We can do that. The default right now is just, because it's the demo and we didn't want a demo site with no ads on it, we just have them running indefinitely. But we can certainly, when you get ready with live ads, set it to a 7-day default and then change individual ads as needed.
Can we do 8 days?
Yeah, you can do 8 days, you can do 9, 30, however you want to do it.
Okay. I was just thinking 8 would be nice if somebody got in the day that we went to press. They'd be up for a week plus, but by the time we got their next ad, they wouldn't miss any time on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when people are going to submit an ad, how will that work as far as we've got multiple reps who are selling help wanted ads? How is that going to be geographically sorted, or how does that work?
And do you mean through the post a job button on our site?
Yes.
That button can be linked to one email address. So I think Matt had discussed creating an email address for that at one point. So
and then we'd have one person distribute ads. If people were filling out that form to post a job.
Yeah.
Tom, we'd like your personal email.
Yeah. Well, I would gladly take it. I mean, we'll take all that revenue, Matt. We'll take every dime we can get.
Might as well get your mobile number.
Yeah, one option that we could do is we could potentially take it here and then distribute from here if the group would be open to that. If it's an ad in Wisconsin, we'd ship it to you, Tom. If it's an ad up north, we'd ship it up to them. We're here every day, all day long, and it's a possibility if you guys are open to that.
I think that probably is the best situation for right now. I think we probably should talk about. We've got some. I'm sure there are areas that each of us would claim that are places where we don't have a newspaper but have customers. So.
Yeah,
well, we'll have to talk a little bit about that, I think. But I think from a general standpoint, I think that'll work.
Okay. So we'll get an email set up, and we'll give that to you, Derek.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you have it, and then we'll set that up so that way it doesn't go to my email. Because right now that's the way it's set up, is if we have somebody click that, it goes to my email. But we can change that easily. But if for some reason the site is live now, for some reason we get somebody posting a job right now and it goes to my email, I'll forward it to someone. But
Okay.
since we don't have it linked anywhere on your websites or anywhere, there shouldn't be anybody clicking that link, I wouldn't think, anytime soon until we get those links up.
Okay. So that's the form. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. That was actually a really neat project that we really enjoyed doing.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
And we were going to put something in the description box, not the just description, but the box at the bottom that says jobs will be posted daily. Oh, there you go. You got it already.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a little bit like ZipRecruiter.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Hey, the internet is all about pilfering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So what we have to come up with, guys, on the sales sheet, you sent us the sales sheet, is we have to add the pricing to that.
Okay.
And so just for the benefit of the group on the phone, we're going to charge $25 per ad. And then what we have to decide is the video price. And I'm recommending that we go 99 on that, if everybody's okay with that. I think do you guys see that as kind of a going rate out there?
Yeah, I think that's a fair amount for the videos.
You think it's too much or too little?
Every market, Matt, to us is so different. We have a hard time coming up with suggested resale packages prices, but that one's right in line with what we're seeing on some other newspapers.
And then top job, we haven't talked about that, but I had suggested possibly 50. We could go lower than it. I mean, our costs, do you guys charge us to put something in the top job area?
No.
No. So we have to talk about the benefit that the customer is going to get. One opportunity that you have is we could create that same box that's underneath the form, and we could create that box in print, and you could put it at the top of your printed page, that gray box.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would have a value not only getting in the top jobs box in the digital, but they could have that in print as well. And if you have too many, you could make the box bigger, I suppose. And if we did that for $50, I think that that's a fair value. Some people I don't want to underprice it because some people are really are desperate to find help and will pay something extra. What do you guys think about that price?
No, I think it's fine. Yeah, and the doing the print component would help as well.
And again, we could create a top jobs widget too, that only rotates ads from the top jobs, and we could brand that in a certain way that people would know that it's special. It could say apply local.jobs top jobs on it or something like that.
Okay. All right. So we'll have to work with you to add that pricing on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just let me know what the text needs to be, what the pricing needs to be, and we can add it. I'll have my team add it on to the existing. There's not a lot of space on there, but we'll figure out a way to move things around to get pricing on there for you. or maybe
It could-
create a second sheet.
Yeah, it could be a back page to that.
Mm-hmm.
So the job video, do you have like a form that you need us to collect a certain amount of stuff for you to create that?
Yeah, we have a form that we can create through a service called Cognito Forms that we use to create forms, and we'll create a form for you that's branded with the applylocal.jobs logo, so it looks, very professional, and that way you can fill that out, and that will go to my email, and then I'll send that to our team to create the video.
Okay. So on my list, we have to give you an email. We have to create a Facebook page. And all of our newspapers can be friends with the Facebook page. Start to get some stuff going on there. And then we need to get you that pricing information so you can add it to the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to get us the FTP credentials and a process to get in.
Yeah, I'll send you the FTP email right after we're done here.
Okay. And you're going to take a screenshot of the jobs.google.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We can take a screenshot of a job appearing at the top of Google Jobs for you.
And then the banners, do we need to get you the cluster information?
Yes, if you want me to create the widgets for the clusters, I'll need to know which papers belong to which cluster, and we can get those created. Do you want those branded with the applylocal.jobs logo, or?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, that's no problem.
Okay, I'll get you that list. That'll be me.
Okay.
Anything else? There's not a resume database, is there?
No, those resumes are uploaded to transfer to the email. So once they're uploaded, they go into an email, and they're sent off
Okay.
as email attachments. There's no kind of database where they're stored.
Okay. Anything else? So the site on the very top, if people click on the names of our newspapers, it'll go to the newspaper website, not a jobs page on the newspaper website.
Yeah, they go to the newspaper's website.
But which is nice, for people to be able to see that that's a legitimate publication.
Mm-hmm.
And then people can drop down. If they select a city, that's the city where the job actually is, and not the city where the paper is, right?
Yes. Yeah, that drop down is tied to the database where we keep the addresses for the businesses that are posting the jobs. So
the more cities we have in the database, the more that drop down will get filled up with different town names.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Job categories the same way. That'll automatically populate.
Yeah, and when I did create this example ad here that I added to all the categories, so you now have all of the categories showing.
Nice.
Here in the dropdown, and we'll change that obviously when we go live. And I used the categories that you listed in the dropdown for the form, but if you want to add more, delete some of these, however you want to do it, we can easily do that. I can actually do that myself. So just let me know. We can always add more categories, and that's no problem at all.
The categories, does it have to drop down, or can it just stay open like that?
Yeah, we could make it so it stays open like that. We made it look just like the one that's on the Aberdeen site, which when it has more than 3 lines, it drops down. But we can make it stay open like this. if that's what you want.
You know, I don't know that people might browse through it a little bit if it's open,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and see the other categories. Somebody might blow past that and not catch something. If it's totally open, they might see all the different jobs we have. It shows a better representation of how many jobs we'll have in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'd be in
Yeah, I
favor of
like
that.
Yeah, I would
yeah.
suggest either leaving it open or changing that call to action from more to see all categories or something a little more intuitive.
I think it should just be open if you guys are okay with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it
we can
matches
do
with
that.
the other job boards out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything
Yeah, I'll
else?
put that on my list.
Put those ads on that FTP site. What
Mhm.
format do they need to be in?
PDF.
Okay.
Yeah, we only import PDFs because it's the most reliable as far as converting it. Because when we import the ads, they're converted to a JPEG. But if we use it in any other format than a PDF, it degrades the ad.
Okay.
And then you were going to give us, Derek, some sort of thing so that we know what to submit to you if we get a video.
Yes, a form. Uh-huh.
Yeah, video form. Yep. Good.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a recording for those people who couldn't attend today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin will have that to you as soon as it is converted, right, Kevin?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh,
Well, that was good timing. I want to thank everybody for showing up, and you guys got Derek's contact info, so keep the communication open, especially once it goes live. Any feedback you're hearing, Matt, anything new you want to try or suggest, please let us know. We encourage that feedback.
Great.
yeah. And if anybody, that receives an email from me on the giant email list we have has any questions, feel free to respond to me directly and ask away, whatever you need.
And then reports at the end of the month how the job performed. You have
Mm-hmm.
something there too, right?
Yes, at the beginning of each month, you'll get the report from the previous month showing the Google search rank of each ad, and the impressions and clicks each ad received, and those are organized by business. And each business that posted an ad that month will have its own link to an individual report for that business that you can send to your clients.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
our report comes in a PDF format, but then each business will have its own link within that PDF that you can send to the business. And Matt, when we get to that point, I'll need a list from you of who on your team you want to receive those reports.
Okay. It's going to be the people who are delivering ads to you. It's okay if we deliver ads from these 3 different clusters so we have different people giving ads to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoever needs access to that FTP can get it through the FTP client, and they can deliver ads, and it can be as many people as needed.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And one thing I should mention is we'll need to know what time of day consistently you'll be delivering the ads, because my team checks the FTP over. If you're going to be doing it throughout the day, let us know. That's entirely okay. It's just my team needs to know to be keep checking and keep uploading as we go. But if you could narrow it down to a certain period of time each day that you're uploading, that would be fantastic for us.
What time would you prefer? Because we don't really do it.
Usually, it depends on whatever works for you. We do most of our uploads in the morning, but some sites do them in the afternoon.
We could just like say if you get the ad by 2 o'clock, we'll have it to Wehaa by 3. So you could get that morning's ads, whatever comes in right away in the morning, up potentially the same day then.
Yeah.
How long does it take you guys?
Not very long at all. From the time we receive the ad to, the time it goes up live, depending on, the notification process and whether my team knows to expect it. It's, a matter of probably, depending on the number of ads, anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour.
So we're going to have our team design the ad though too. So maybe we want to make it earlier in the day because we're going to have to give the stuff to the creative team to make an ad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're talking about ads from the post a job form, yeah, you would have to create those ads and then send it to us, and then we could import them.
Okay. We're going to do some communications amongst ourselves and figure out that, and I'll let you know if that's okay.
Okay.
Time of day.
Yeah. And like I said, if it needs to be several times throughout the day, just let us know, and we can check several times. That's no problem, just as long as we know to look.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.